fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Esprim set from the Kamen Rider action figure Capsem Change collection for Kamen Rider Zeztz. And this has been a really fun line, 4-inch, 1/18 scale figures that come with all the accessories for the different forms for this kind of category. So it's basically Soto, but you don't have to put any stickers on, which if you guys know me, is exactly what I'm looking for. So really excited for this. Now, while Physicum and Technodrom have 3 forms per category, we'll say, the Esprim category only has 2, Recovery and Barrier. So kind of the base form is Recovery, and then you get the pieces over here for Barrier. So a little bit smaller set than we've seen for the past 2 releases, but I'm still really excited for this. Over here on the back, you can see again Recovery and Barrier here. Looking pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here he is out of the packaging, and overall I think he looks pretty good. Head sculpt pretty much the same as all the others, just with a little bit of a different color scheme. Obviously he has the nice metallic green there for the eyes, but otherwise it's the same kind of metallic teal for the rest of the head. Head can look down slightly. It can really only move back and forth ever so slightly, but it can turn side to side. No problems there. You do have a hinge, as well as a kind of butterfly joint and kind of a little bit of up and down as well there in the shoulder. You can also move all the way around, of course. You have a bicep swivel. You have a hinge and a rotation at the elbow. You can also spin the forearm below. So you have a rotation at both. The hands can swivel, and he does have several other hand options we'll get to in a moment. You do have kind of a ball joint here at the waist, which is nice. For the hips, you can kick pretty far forward, pretty far out to the side. You can also kind of move these up and down to get the full range out of the hip there. Nothing in the thigh, but you can kind of move this back and forth a little bit, kind of like a pseudo thigh cut, but it's just part of the hip joint. Little more than 90 degrees there at the knee. Doesn't really feel like you have much of a rotation. You can kind of rotate a little bit there, as you can see. But I don't know how intentional that is. And then you just have a standard ball joint here at the ankle. But you can see that there's kind of like a cut out of the side of the boot, so you can get some good movement there. Really nice metallic green paint. I think all that looks really sharp. So yeah, it's a fun little 4-inch figure. I think he looks pretty good. Now, as we talked about, he has a bunch of different hand options. So in the box, he comes with these 2 open hands, but he also has a closed fist set of hands. So you can see that here. And then he actually comes with 2 grippy hands. Now, usually they do a closed fist set of hands, the open set of hands, and then only 1 gripping hand. But because of how the barrier gimmick works, he needs to have 2. So how we're going to do this, we're going to go ahead and remove these open hands and pop on our gripping hands. And they're just little ball joints, so they just pop on pretty easily. Like so. Pop that on. So as of right now, he is Recovery. If we take these 2 accessories here, these are the pieces for the barrier. They're just done in black plastic and then painted this kind of nice gold color. And you can tell on the back it has a big R for which one goes on the right. So you just kind of put these in his hands. I was hoping there was a way that they pegged into. Okay, now it's... Oh, so apparently these can move. That's actually nice to know. These can swivel around if needed. He's giving me trouble getting this into his hand here. There we go. So I was hoping that they pegged into the hands, or really the forearms is kind of what I was hoping for, but unfortunately he just holds them. So not the best solution, but it works. So if we put this in his hand, it's just that while he's in this form, he can't really use the axe, which I didn't show off yet, but we'll get to it in a minute. So yeah, this is kind of the barrier form. He just holds these pieces here, and then you have to like spin this around and kind of bring these up And it can be kind of awkward, but you basically just have to kind of spin these around and line them up. Put these together and it fell out of his hand. Okay. There we go. And then you just kind of hold them together here to form the barrier. It's not the best. Honestly, in terms of all the forms I've seen so far, I think this is kind of the lamest one, because it's really just the base recovery form holding up these two little shield accessories. And I don't know. It's just not that exciting, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, that's essentially the gist of it. That's him enacting the barrier. So yeah, like I said, not the best. I think the other ones have definitely been cooler and more exciting, but what are you going to do? They can't all be winners, I guess. I still really like the recovery form. And as I mentioned, he does have the axe. Really nicely molded, really nice attention to detail there. You have all that kind of texture there on the blade, which I think looks really good. And then you can just pop this in his hand very simply. And there we go. We have the axe. So I still think it's a cool figure. I just think the barrier pieces, I mean, they're not the worst, but they're just not that exciting. Like I said, I kind of wish they just pegged onto the forearm or maybe up here in the bicep or something. But I guess if they did that, it would be very difficult to align them. So that's why they had him just hold it. Either way, it's just not that exciting, if I'm being honest. But I do like the recovery form. I think it looks cool. I think the axe looks good. And I am happy to add this to the collection. We know we have at least one more with the Paradigm set of Wonder and Gravity, but we'll have to wait and see if they go further beyond that. I'm hoping that they do the plasma form, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. It might just be these four, and then that's the end of the line. I don't know, but I'm crossing my fingers because I really like these a lot. I think they're very nice. It's kind of my preferred scale, so I like the 1/18 or 4-inch scale. And like I said, it's Soto, but I don't have to put any stickers on. I mean, all of that paint application is really nice and sharp. I think it looks cool. I like the ability to do the other forms. So I'm liking this line quite a bit. Fingers crossed that it continues. But yeah, if you're a fan of this scale like me, I definitely recommend these. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.